From 1999 to 2001, I lived in Vancouver, British Columbia as a Mormon missionary with the Chinese community. Haven't heard that story before, have you? That's actually not the story I'm going to tell you. So a few years later, my wife and I got married, and we were young undergraduates, had no money, but we decided our second Christmas together that we were going to spend Christmas and New Year's Eve in Vancouver to see some of my friends from my mission and give her a chance to experience the Chinese culture but not have to travel to China. So the day before we leave to go on this trip, we have a 1982 Ford Escort hatchback, and it's the dead of winter in Utah. And we get in our car the day before the trip to go run an errand, go to the grocery store or something, and the car will not start. It's dead. So we were like, oh crap, we have to go on this. We're going to go on this trip tomorrow. It's a long drive. How else are we going to get there? So we drive the car to the mechanic, and the mechanic's like, oh yeah, it's totally dead. It's going to cost like $1,500 to fix it, and $1,500 to a couple of young broke college students is like all the money in the world. So we decide, screw it, we'll take the Greyhound. Anybody ever taken the Greyhound from Salt Lake City to Vancouver, or about 1,500 miles? It takes 3 days of nonstop travel because you kind of zigzag your way through the country, and but it's okay. It's okay. We're young, we're in love, we're gonna have this great adventure. So we throw all our stuff on our backpack, and we get on the bus, and my sweet wife has never been on the Greyhound before, and it's just it's the Greyhound. If you've been on the Greyhound, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a smelly lavatory in the back, random really fat drunk guy sitting right about in the middle of the bus ranting really loudly. It's the Greyhound. So we get on the bus and we get there, and we're so excited to be on this first long trip together as a married couple that the miles just fly by, and we get to Vancouver and we're totally fine. So we have a great time while we're there. Just a side note, I learned Chinese while I was with the Chinese community, and we're at church one day and with the Chinese people that I had been with on my mission, and one of them comes up to me and she's trying to talk to my wife, and I'm standing there, and she turns to me and she says, 我不可能讲英文跟你在一起, which is I can't speak English to your wife with you standing there. She shoves me away, and they all get, like, all the Chinese ladies gather around my wife, and they're like speaking to her in broken English, trying to get to know her. And my wife has no idea what's going on because she doesn't understand Chinglish. And so we have this great vacation, and we get on the Greyhound to come home. And this is when, like, everything that can go wrong goes wrong. You know what I mean? Because it's the Greyhound. And so we get on the Greyhound, and we're traveling along, and we're really tired. We've been traveling for a week and a half or so, and we're driving through Spokane, Washington. Anybody been to the Greyhound Depot in Spokane? It's actually pretty big because it's like there's like an Amtrak stop too. But Spokane's like not a great city. And we roll into Spokane at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the bus driver tells us, oh, by the way, we're going to pick a few people up, but the bus has a flat tire, so we're going to be here a little while we find somebody to fix the tire. And in Spokane, Washington, at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's just not a lot of people to fix a broken bus tire, a flat bus tire. So we spend 3 hours in the Spokane bus depot from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. And you know how the people on the Greyhound are. There's you got a good mix of like college backpackers, the drunk guy who's somehow on our bus again, and a few other random smattering people, and then you've got the lady who is fleeing her abusive husband in the dead of the night, traveling across the country with her toddler and her infant. And so we're standing there in the bus depot. It's 4 o'clock in the morning by now. Everybody is tired and surly. The fat drunk guy is cursing at everybody. And this poor lady, her infant is just screaming. And everybody is just, they have a headache, and it's really unpleasant. And my sweet wife, who's here in the audience, walks over to this lady and picks up her baby, and it just says, can I hold her? And my wife is like the Pied Piper of infants. She grew up, she's the second oldest of 9 children, so she knows how to take care of kids, and she takes the baby and she holds the baby and kind of rocks it a little bit, and the baby stops crying after a minute. And everybody looked at us, and everybody kind of rallied around this lady, and we all took care of her and helped her get on the bus when the bus got there. Fast forward a couple of years, we are driving the next beater car that we have down the freeway in Los Angeles, so we're there working for the summer, and the car dies on the 405 in Los Angeles. So, so we're like stopping traffic on the major freeway in Los Angeles, and we managed to coast off the exit and get to the bottom of the exit, and we realized, you know what, we don't need a car. So we leave the car in a dude's used car lot. He agrees to take the car off our hands. We leave the car in the car lot, and we decide that from now on we're going to take buses and trains and planes to get wherever we go on. And we've had amazing adventures like that ever since. Thank you.